record on this computer. All right, so let's see. I don't know why it looks that way, but welcome, 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 you guys. I am doing this a little bit differently than I normally do an informational call about coaching, because I have just really felt burdened. I always share my story when I talk about coaching. I always tell, what God has done through me and in this business, and I always talk about kind of the highlights, like how you earn, what you do every single day, like who I'm looking for, about the training and all that stuff, which is important. But I really have all of that stuff available to you in a blog post that I share with people who are interested in coaching, and that stuff is important. But I've really felt God just impressing upon my heart to just to really tell you what he has done in my life, in my family's life, through this opportunity of coaching, because it is so much more than just posting sweaty selfies. It's so much more than just drinking Shakeology or getting other people to drink Shakeology. Really and truly, like, I could get emotional thinking about it, talking about it. I'll try not to. But God has changed my life from the inside out, more so than just the external and, the financial situation of our family. The only way I know how to explain it clearly is that I have stepped into, grown into who God is calling me to be. And as crazy as it sounds, 5 years ago, I was just a sad, tired, unsettled, not really fulfilled mama, just kind of drifting through life. But I didn't know it. Like, I didn't know that there was something more that he was calling me to do. I didn't know I would be good at sharing my story. I didn't know that, like, health and fitness in any way could be a business. But I literally 5 years ago, in April or May of 2014, was sitting at my computer at my desk. I was a teacher, a full-time teacher at a college, local college. I still teach for them part-time, but I was sitting there, and I remember that morning, it was really hard to button my pants. Like, it was really hard to button my pants. I remember I was exhausted because my kids were small and I had, like, no stamina, no strength, no energy to do anything with them. I had just gotten my cholesterol numbers back a couple of months ago, and they were sky high. Like, sky high. I had unnaturally very high cholesterol, and I had actually been on cholesterol meds before I had children in my 20s. And I knew that I was done nursing. I was done having children. I was going to have to get back on those medicines, and it was really bad for you, and it scared me. And all I could think about was, like, I want to be here for my kids. I'm 33. I'm unhealthy. Like, this is not the way that life is supposed to be. And the other thing was that I really struggled, had always struggled with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is, I just call it PMS on steroids. And ever since I was like 15, it was just horrible. Like, I didn't know what it was for a long time, but just like 2 full weeks of hardcore PMS. I was cranky. I was angry. I was just like, it was horrible. It was hard on my relationships. It was hard on my body. And I knew that there had to be more to life than just like living this way for forever. But honestly, initially it started with a desire to lose weight. I wanted to look better. I wanted to feel better. I wasn't grossly overweight. I was a good 10, 12 pounds overweight. But like, I just felt uncomfortable in my body. And so I knew that what I was eating was a big part of it. And I knew what healthy foods were. We'd always had healthy foods in our home, but I didn't know how much to eat. I got to a point where I didn't know where to start. Like, how do I eat carbs in the morning? Do I eat them in the afternoon? Do I cut carbs? What do I do? And so, like, I literally just Googled portion control, and what came up immediately was the 21-Day Fix. I didn't know it then, but it had just released as a brand new program, and it had these pretty little containers. Look, these things right here, I love them. And I was like, I can do that. Like, I can fill those containers up and eat what goes in those containers and follow that plan. I'm very, very, like, Enneagram 3. You tell me what to do, I'm going to do it, right? And so I ordered it. I skipped over the Shakeology part because I thought that was insanely crazy to pay that much for a bag of powder. And I said I would never do it. And I just started the 21-Day Fix. I did the workouts. I did the meal plan. I actually found my coach because I was looking for 21-Day Fix meal plans, and I followed her, and then I joined her challenge group. And after a month or two, I had lost the weight. I was feeling very, very comfortable, very confident in my own skin. I was actually believing that this was something I could do and stick with long term. And so she was just doing her job, and she asked me if I wanted to be a coach. And I said, no, absolutely not. That is not for me. And she asked me a few times, and she actually put me into these groups where she talked all about coaching, and she said what you would do and what we do every day as a coach, and about the trainings and the income and all that stuff. And it sounded really interesting, but I'd had just such a negative experience with marketing, and with like, I'd done things like selling, cleaning products to people just to try to make an income. And I tried to like sell home good kind of things to people, and I hated it. Like, I absolutely hated it. It was not me. It felt icky. It felt gross. And I felt like I was getting nowhere, and I didn't want to do that again. So I said no to her over and over again. And we also financially were not in a good place. We were living paycheck to paycheck. My husband is a counselor. I was a teacher. Like, we didn't make a whole lot of money, and we weren't like doing well in the financial department. I did not start coaching for the financial piece, but obviously God has blessed it in that way too. So I'm thankful for that. But really and truly, I watched her. I watched my coach, and I watched her share, and I watched her talk about her boys. She had 2 small boys too, and talk about growing an income and being able to work from home. And I didn't know it then, but God was just planting these desires in my heart that would, at the risk of sounding all free, they would like blossom into what you see today. Okay. And so finally I talked to my husband. I remember sitting on the couch in that room in there and saying, Matt, I just don't want to do this, but I feel like it's something I'm supposed to do. And again, my faith, I'm a believer. I've been a believer since I was 24. I was older, obviously, as an adult when I came to Christ. So I feel like my faith was still very much growing. But I just sensed like God was telling me to say yes, Rachel. Do the trainings, buy the Shakeology, try it for a couple of months. If nothing else, you'll get your investment paid back, and then you can probably quit if you don't like it, right? So that's what I went into coaching. That was my attitude. But again, at the same time, when I started the 21-Day Fix, one of the things I did was I picked up the book Made to Crave by Lisa TerKeurst. I don't know if you've read it, but it's an amazing book. And God used that book to show me that, hey, Rachel, like, I want to be a part of your marriage, your relationship, your finances, your job, your parenting, but I also want to be a part of your health, like the choices that you make, the food that goes from hand to mouth, like, what you do with your body, how you treat your body, how you view your body. And that book helped me invite God into my fitness. And I thought my coach was not is not a faith-based coach. And I just saw this hole out there, and this opportunity to really help other women realize the same thing, that yes, it's important to be healthy, it's important to lose weight if you need to, it's important to take back control of your choices and your food and your body, but more importantly, it's important to say, hey, God, I know this body is important to you because you've made it, you call it a vessel. And if I look at the Old Testament scripture and how you talk about the temple and vessels, like, this is important to you, and I've been trashing it essentially. And I wanted to really put that message of what God was teaching me out there into social media land, wherever, so that I could help other people do the same. It was not so much about just making a sale or hitting Success Club or, doing all those business goals. It started there. And what he did was took that desire, that focus, that intention, and dropped me into these trainings where my coach taught me how to be a coach. And I just followed her lead. Whatever she told me to do, I did it. She told me to start posting on social media. She told me to invite people to a challenge group. She told me to follow up. She told me to, share my story. And I just did what she told me to do. But I took the focus and the vision that God had given me, and I just started to do it that way. And I was very scared. I was very scared to be a coach. I was not a social media person. I used Instagram because I liked the way it filtered my photos. I didn't even have followers on Instagram. And I would post something on Instagram just for the filter, and I would then put it on Facebook, and it was usually a picture of my kids, because people who didn't live close by to us wanted to see pictures of my kids. And so that's what I use social media for. I did not share anything. I didn't post pictures of me. I didn't stay connected with people from college. Like, I just posted every now and then. I had like 150 friends on Facebook, nobody on Instagram. So I didn't come into this with a huge following or a huge knowledge or expertise about social media. So that was really the first hurdle that I overcame, was how do I start to share? And it was sloppy. It was really messy. If you go back and you scroll back 5 years ago, I laugh at some of the photos and things that I said. But just like with anything, the more that I did it, and the more consistent that I became in posting and taking pictures and typing those posts up, like the better I got at it. It was just practice and consistency and showing up. And so I started very, very sloppily. Sloppily, I don't even know if that's a word. And I just got better over time. And I just felt like God gave me more words over time. And I would post something about getting up and doing my workout, even though Milo had kept me up all night or something like that. And I would have a mama who would message me and say, hey, I don't know what you're doing. I don't even know if I'll ever join you, but just because you posted that picture this morning, and I knew you were going to post it because you've been posting for a few months now, I actually got up and I got off the couch and I went for a walk just because I knew you would post your workout selfie later. And I wanted to say, I did it too. You inspired me. And gosh, oh my gosh, I was like, me? Like Rachel? Like, I inspired you to do something? And that really motivated me to stick with this. So it was really and truly like a month-to-month basis that I was staying in coaching. I was like, okay, I've got to find 3 people this month to join my boot camp. 3 people who want to try this 21-day fix and Shakeology with me. And I really started with the people that I knew the best, like my sister, one of my friends from high school, and then somebody else that I went to high school with that was following me on social media just responded to my posts. And so the next month I was like, okay, 3 new people. That's our goal every month, is 3 new people to join the boot camp. I was like, who is going to want to join me now? But I just continued to post and I continued to reach out to people that I already knew, and I could find 3 people every month. And in the trainings, like, my coach was teaching me how to grow my social media, how to post so that my story was more clear, how to, not just be like a so what poster, but to really share something inspirational or educational or informative. And so, like, I was literally just following the training, following God, and letting it work every single month. And really, that's kind of who I'm looking for. I am looking for women who are passionate, who have this tug in their heart to say, I feel like this is something I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I feel like I want to help people. I want to be healthy. I want to make my health and fitness a priority. I want to show other people who are in the thick of illness or having small children or, working full time or travel a lot. Like, I want to show people that you can take care of your body, and this is how you do it. I'll give you the how to, but I want to inspire people to do it because it's good for us, because God cares about it, because, you are a better, stronger mama, healthier, happier when you do these things. And so I'm looking for women who are passionate. Social media is just a tool to do that. Social media is a tool to share our story. I tell my team all the time, social media gets a bad rap because people use it the wrong way. And we get to come in as business owners, as coaches, and we get to use social media the right way. I tell my coaches all the time too, we are a light, a very, very bright light in a dark health and fitness world. There's a lot of health and fitness out there that tells you to cut carbs, you have to look a certain way, you have to be in the gym 1 to 2 hours a day. And that's just not feasible for a lot of women. And I want to be a light and say, this is how you can do it. And I want people to join me who are motivated and passionate about that too. It was also, I very quickly, never ever would have thought that I would be so open, so bold about my faith. But again, God used coaching to morph me into the person he was calling me to become. And he continues to. And so like I really started to share what God was teaching me, not just in fitness, but in my quiet time with him. I started to encourage women to get in the word. I started this last year a Facebook group of women who are just reading through the Bible chronologically. Has nothing to do with fitness, has nothing to do with coaching. I don't earn anything from leading these women that way. But it was a part of coaching that branched off to help me share faith, to help me share Jesus. And so the fact that I get to combine it all, my business, my body, my fitness, the choices I make with my faith and run a business and earn an income just blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And so I always tell people who are considering coaching, what is important to you? If you could share more about something that really lights your fire and just put it out there in social media land every day to inspire someone, what would it be? And look at this as an opportunity to do that as well. It's not just about selling something. There's so many multi-level marketing companies that you sell a product, you earn an income, boom, you move on to the next person. I tell my team, our job actually begins when someone buys something from us, because like I said before, Success Club is a goal that we set, each and every one of us, every month, and that is just to help 3 new people get started in a boot camp. I have been a coach 5 years, and I've helped 3 people every month. Now, did I do that with my 150 followers on Facebook? Absolutely not. I had to learn through my training, and we will teach you through our coach trainings how to grow your social media so that you continue to have new people to talk to and to help and serve through your boot camps. And so when people join my boot camp, when they purchase the workouts or Shakeology or whatever it is, they get access to me, their coach, every day. I get to post in there. I get to encourage them. I get to shout them out. I get to cheer them on. I give them meal plans. I give them all this stuff that really helps them grow spiritually and physically and however it might be, right? And so like it's not just to sell sell a product. My job really begins after someone purchases something from me. That's when they get all of me. And I love that about coaching. So it's so much more. It's a support and ministry. Really, really, it has become that over the past 5 years. Okay. So as far as the new coach mentorship, again, like I'll teach you everything that you need to know in there. I'll teach you how to make your coach announcement. I'll teach you how to start sharing on social media so that you don't sound like a salesperson and you sound like somebody who actually has a story that's going to inspire other people. I'll teach you how to start making stories, although a lot of people nowadays know how to do that. We didn't have stories when I started, but I really like to show people how to do it in a way that's not icky, that's not salesy, that really draws people into who you are and what sets you apart as a coach and as an individual. We will talk about like how to earn an income, how to hit Success Club, how to run a challenge group. When you become a new coach, you don't have to run your own challenge group at first. You can definitely invite people to mine. But I do want to put the ball in your court as a coach so that you are running challenge groups, so that you are leading people the way that God inspires you to do, because your focus may be different than mine. And so it's very empowering. It's very exciting to start running your own boot camps. It's very scary, but I walk you through it and hold your hand. Everything that I put into my challenge groups, I keep it all in a resource so that you can use it too. And you don't have to start from scratch and come up with all your content on your own. So this is a business definitely about duplication. It's not about, just having to start over with every new coach. Everything that I do, I keep the resources and I pass it on to my team. So there is that as well. What else will you learn in the new coach training? We talk social media, how to make your post, how to hit Success Club, how to run a challenge group. And then the next thing we'll talk about is growth, because this is a business where the people that you serve, if you find other people who want to help other people, then your business grows, your team grows, your income grows. And so that is very much, if you have income goals with coaching, you will hit them by helping other people be successful in their health and fitness and in their business. And so I love that about this too. So really and truly, at the end of the day, I am looking for people who have a passion for other people. I'm looking for women who are willing to get bold and to start to share their story. And I'm looking for women who are teachable and who will take what I have learned in the last 5 years and apply it to their own businesses. Because one of the things I hear from a lot of people is that there's too many coaches, there's too many businesses, there's too much going on out there. How can I be successful? And I really and truly believe from the bottom of my heart that what makes us successful is, one, a really strong faith. Two, a really strong work ethic. Whether you have 2 hours a day to coach or whether you have 6 hours a day, it doesn't matter. You can build a business. And also believe that when we get bold in sharing our story, the one that God gave us, sharing that story on social media, in our challenge groups, in our conversations with people that we get to talk to every day, then that is what makes us successful. So with that, that is what I wanted to share with you guys. Mostly my story. I have more information obviously on my blog page with everything that you need to know about coaching when it comes to income and inviting and things like that. So you can definitely learn more there. But after this video, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out to me and say, okay, Rachel, I watched the video. These are the questions that I have. And I will answer your questions and we will decide together. But our new coach training starts Monday, August 5th. And that is where you will actually start, learning about coaching, talk about branding, marketing, making your coach announcement, and starting to invite those first few people. Your first people that join your boot camps, our boot camps, will probably be the people that love you the most. The people that you are closest with, just like it was for me. It was my family, it was my friends, it was my high school friends, my college roommate. And as you grow, your influence will grow as well, and you'll start to reach new people, because you have to think about this. I probably did, if you're watching this video, I did not know you 5 years ago when I started, but you were connected to me through social media because I'm real, I'm genuine with my story, and I really and truly, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I have a passion for serving people. And if you have that too, you will go so far in this business. So after this video, just tell me what your questions are. Tell me what your concerns are, because you wouldn't be human if you didn't have them. And I will help you figure out if you are ready to start with us on Monday. And if you're not, that's totally okay. I definitely want to work with people who want to work the business and want to grow it. So just let me know and we will move forward from there. But I have 5 mentor spots that start Monday, and I'm excited. I'm really excited because I just feel I have this peace that God's going to send the women that he wants me to work with. And so if you're one of them, I'm really excited about that. If you're not, I'm still thankful that you're part of my community and that you took the time to listen to this. Okay, so I'm going to stop